certainly in the schooling of people in the field of documentary, Salesman, for example, is almost a required kind of viewing. And because I've stuck to this kind of principle of going after what is happening in an experiential way amongst people, there's a kind of purity to my approach that I think is often sought after. And you see one of the films and you say, "Oh my gosh, that's what I've got to do." And there was something that happened. Oh, I should have gotten that. Well, I'm going to keep my eye open for something. Maybe even carry a camera around with me all the time. I haven't done that, but I'm beginning to do that now myself.
You're going to start a new career.
So many good things going on that have to be recorded. Started out as a psychologist, and in 1955, already having taught several years at Boston University, psychology, I took a 16-millimeter movie camera, went to Russia, and it's a long story, but I got into the mental hospitals and made my first film there. And it's been one experience after another.
Well, doing that, did that help you develop a philosophy around interviewing people?
Well, I don't interview people in my filming, but I try to film what's going on, the scenes, the events, the experiences of people. But the psychology background, I think, helped me to have an open mind, not try to end up with a work of propaganda or be for one person against another. Really to put the viewer on the road to discovering something that they might not ever otherwise have experienced.
I understand that you had no training to become a filmmaker, so how did you actually learn to make film?
In those days, 50 years ago, there were no film schools. You just had to do it on your own.
Of course, over the years, so much has changed in the process of filmmaking, the technology, and so on. Could you say something about that?
Oh, the technique and the equipment and all of that's changed quite a bit.
I'll bet.
Early on, I had to build my own camera. There was nothing available where I could shoot without a tripod and where we disconnected from the sound and still be in synchronization with it. Now, with digital cameras, it's so much easier, just great.
Well, I mean, it's impossible to ask you what your favorite, what your best, what your most beloved work is.
Oh.
There's been so much. Grey Gardens is amazing. Salesman.
Each one, I guess, with a different reason. Salesman, as Norman Mailer put it, probably tells more about America than any other film, and that's quite an achievement in itself. But also, at one of the screenings, I met my wife, so that is a very special value to me. Grey Gardens, it just never ends. It's one version of it after another. A musical, now a Hollywood film. My two daughters are putting together a book based on Grey Gardens, and so forth.
So what advice would you give a young filmmaker starting out today?
Well, for one thing, they can take a look at my website, www.mayslesfilms.com, and you'll find there do's and don'ts, a whole list of 30 reasons why I've switched to video, and also kind of a mission statement. But very briefly, rather than do interviews, rather than depend on a host or a narration or any of that sort of music to jazz things up, simply get very, very close to what's going on. To be at the right place in the right time, and filming a sequence of events, somebody going through whatever it is as an experience. It's an opportunity to get close and come back with something that is so authentic and so direct that the viewer feels, oh my goodness, it's better than actually having been there. It's quite a powerful thing to do on film or any other medium.